What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz back here for Cinephellas.com. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the brand new show that just premiered on HBO. I'm talking about Lovecraft Country, that's executive produced by Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams. No strangers to the sci-fi and horror genre. These guys are really fantastic directors, writers, producers. Huge fan of both of theirs, and they put out really good content. And with them tag teaming this new TV show, it really hits on a lot of elements, a lot of things that we're coming across in 2020. So I thought it had a lot of great things going on in this story, in the pilot episode, in terms of the characters, the story, and where this is going to lead in the rest of the season. So the opening shot of the pilot episode is absolutely fantastic. It's black and white, the Korean War. We have Atticus, played by Jonathan Majors, or otherwise known as Tick. He's in the Korean War. It's black and white, then it turns all color, and it turns super H.P. Lovecraft on us in terms of like monsters, UFOs coming out of the sky. Jackie Robinson shows up and ends up killing one of the monsters with the bat, and there's a bunch of green ooze everywhere, and it's very cosmic looking in the intro, and it's much like H.P. Lovecraft out of his novels, and I loved how they set this up, and it was probably one of the best shots of the first episode. Atticus is traveling from Florida back to the south side of Chicago to find his dad, talk to his dad, and he basically fell asleep on this bus. The bus breaks down, he has to walk. But he's making his way back to Chicago and meeting up with his Uncle George, played by Courtney B. Vance. His father's missing. They have to go find his father. What happened to him? Last known, he was at a bar, and they think he's somewhere in Massachusetts in Lovecraft Country. When Tick comes across Arkham, Massachusetts, and his Uncle George actually corrects him. It's Arkham. So this little town in Lovecraft Country, and they have to basically get in their car and go find him. And they meet up with Letty, which is Atticus's friend. She's played by Jurnee Smollett. Really big fan of hers. I loved her in Friday Night Lights, but she's really great in this episode. So this trio are getting in the car, driving through the Midwest to Massachusetts, and they have to come across all the real monsters in the world, being people they come across in these small towns. This is back in the 1950s. Racism was a huge thing. There was only, safe places where African Americans can go. They had the Green Book back in the day of safe places where African Americans could travel to. So they're really going into some dangerous areas, some sundown towns, basically meaning you have until sundown to leave that county, or they could hang you or kill you. So it's pretty scary. The most terrifying elements in the show and the social commentary they're using in the show is, humans are the worst kind of monsters, especially back in the 1950s, and what African Americans went through just to survive on a daily basis. So they hit at a lot of really great elements in terms of history and in terms of a lot of things that are going on right now in 2020. So I really appreciated that. And I really think the final act of the show was the most terrifying, and it really made me jump and keep me on the edge of my seats when they show up in this county. It's the Sundown County, like I was telling you guys, where basically they have until sundown to get out of the county, or it could mean they're pretty much going to get killed. So Atticus, Uncle George, and Letty come across these racist white cops, of course, and it's not looking too good for them. And that's when shit hits the fan, and the horror movie aspect really comes out with the introduction really of all these monsters that are lurking in the woods in this small county in Massachusetts. With the trio trying to survive, the monsters start to come out and kill off all these cops. And I was like, yeah! Like really badass. The effects look really good. It looked like something out of Stranger Things, like a Demogorgon meets creature out of A Quiet Place. The CGI looked really good, really convincing, really terrifying. You can see they're really trying to say something by these monsters killing off all these white racist cops. So I thought that was really applaud worthy. And with them escaping, they're covered in blood, surviving these monsters, these racist cops. They had to hightail it out of there before they would end up dead by either of the monsters or these cops. So with them escaping and driving, they come across this mansion. It really has to do with Tick's character, his heritage, his ancestry, how he's linked, or his mother's linked to whatever is at this house. What I absolutely love about the first episode of the color palettes, they use a lot of red. That's really symbolic for a lot of things, a lot of meanings people can take out of the show, being death, blood, the devil, a lot of things. Atticus's uncle and Letty, they saw a woman that came out of a car. She had like a red hat on. So there's a lot of elements of the show that have to do with red that you can see has a deeper meaning, that I'm sure we'll find out throughout the rest of the season. I love the ending shot having to do with Atticus' character. They've been waiting for him, not sure who they are exactly, but it has to do with Atticus' mom, I'm assuming, and Maybe we can find out what happens to Atticus's father, where he's hiding out. So that leaves me with a lot of questions that I'm sure they'll dive into in the later episodes of this. But the pilot episode of Lovecraft Country was absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful, terrifying, horrific, great story, a lot of great themes, a lot of great messages here. I absolutely love the cast, the trio in this first episode with Jonathan Majors, Courtney B. Vance, and Journey Smollett. I thought they were all really great, all different characters, but they really worked well together, a lot of great chemistry, and I can't wait to see where this goes in the remaining episodes, and hopefully they'll answer some of my questions. So overall, I'm going to give the first episode of Lovecraft Country on HBO a 4.5 out of 5 monster hair pieces. So I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the first episode of Lovecraft Country? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What do you think is going to happen in the upcoming episodes? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from Lovecraft Country, and hopefully I don't get eaten by one of these monsters out here. Until the next TV review. Cheers!